Hi, and welcome to the wrongest of ways. And actually, I can't remember the last time I just made sort of a face-to-face conversation with you guys, up close and personal, story time with Adam. But here we go. Let me know if you want something like this on the channel, if I should create a separate channel about that, if you even like content like this. But I really feel like I wanna do this. So take the topic, which is camping, caravanning, with a grain of salt, maybe even pepper, to have a little bit more taste, and definitely not as a serious review like I do with my real reviews. So take it as entertainment or stand up, because I'm standing up. Well, that's great. It's a great start. So what I wanted to do in this video is I wanted to share my experience and vent, be passive-aggressive about my quite suboptimal experience with camping, caravanning with my camping car or whatever it's called. I call it the fridge because it looks like electronic waste just filled into the beauty of nature. Because there's plenty of, influencers, YouTubers that will tell you, it's the best thing I ever had. It's the best experience I could have gotten. And what I'm here to tell you is that I hate it. I just hate it. Maybe it's the fault of my car, because honestly, I look at it and I just see a piece of electronic waste. It's just like nature, throw in that fridge, nature. It's just, I don't know, there's just something about it. But let's rewind the clock a little. And remember, don't take this thing too seriously. I wanted to get into camping because I thought, well, let's rewind it even more, okay? Even more rewinding. I started riding electric unicycles, which are on my channel, because I didn't want to drive a car. And if you've seen my Instagram stories, I hate cars. I dislike them. I want to be the biggest pain in the ass to drivers that are annoying to other people. I'm an aggressive pedestrian. I have to even make a video about that. I'll call it guerrilla tactics, which is a mix of guerrilla and car. Super non-violent ways to just like piss off people. Way more effective than police, believe me. Entertainment purposes. Don't take my example. So that's why I started doing EUCs. But after a while, I started doing EUCs in a performance way with jumps and, going off-road. And then I need gear. And when I need gear, I need to take it with me if I go somewhere. And EUCs started getting heavier and heavier. So whilst in the beginning, I was like, okay, I'll just go to the train and it's fine. But now it's like 40 kilos, like 10 kilos of gear, of jackets, shoes, stuff to change. And just taking a train isn't so fun anymore. It's just heavy. So after a while, the reason why I got into EUCs turned against me. So from I ride EUCs because I don't want to have a car, turns to I need a car because I ride EUCs. So then I was like, all right, fine. I need a car. For the budget I have, I was like, okay, if I already have a waste of space with me, I can at least sleep in it. So it's cheaper. It's more comfortable. But what I didn't realize is that it's still a car. Anyways, I was looking for a lot of camping cars on the market. First issue is they're all diesel. And diesel is smelly. The performance is like very lackluster. I mean, if you've been riding electric cars before, and I have been actually, I've been even working at Tesla as a product specialist for a while. I have plenty of experience with electric cars. If you ride diesel, it's just like, I just ride around, I'm like, I'm sorry, I didn't want to make this cloud of smoke, I'm sorry. Now I know, like, sometimes you have to, like, there's no budget, there's no other way. And I thought if I put myself into this position, I would just, eat it up and I would just drive the car. I mean, Taylor Swift is using her jet anyways, right? I mean, she shouldn't, but yeah, I was like, maybe it'll be fine. But turns out, instead of like doing it and feeling good, I started just not driving at all. But I think I digressed a little. So I got my camper, which is the Renault. I made a video about it. I was very optimistic, but it turned into a hellish nightscape. It turned into a hellish nightmare very, very quickly. So listen, first night in a van. I'm in the middle of nowhere. I've just found one camping spot there, or maybe there was a second one. I wanted to be at a camping spot because my friend told me that there's gas that makes you fall asleep and then they can steal the car. So that was a good way to introduce me into camping. So I got a camping spot. I did want to sleep in the wild, obviously. And it was like 50 zloty, which is not a lot. So I was like, okay, that's fine. And then I realized it's May. I know, crazy, right? And the nights are cold. So I was like, okay, cool. I sleep. It's pretty cold. So I'll turn on the Webasto system, which is the internal heating system powered by diesel. And you know what they don't tell you? It has this clicking sound. It's like click, 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 click. And it's like you fall asleep and it's click, click. You know, maybe if you're a healthy sleeper, you're fine. But I was like, oh, all right, fine. I guess I'll get through it. And then I wanted to get to the toilet in the middle of the night. My camper doesn't have it. And believe me, if you want to get a camper, get one with a toilet. So I open up the door in the middle of the night, and I just see a huge cloud of smoke from the Webasto system. I don't know if there's anything wrong with it. Maybe there is, I don't know, but it was just like a huge cloud of smoke. So you can imagine, as an enthusiast of electric devices, how disappointed I was that I am just such a pain to nature and the surrounding. So I turned off the Webasto system, obviously. And no more clicking, either way. So that was my first experience. And then I guess I slept another night, or I just went back home. I don't know. But I went back home, I got the car, I was like, okay, fine. Maybe I'll just try another adventure with it. And honestly, for the next month, I just used it to move my stuff from one place to the other. And I moved. And I just kept growing the hate inside of me, the ugliness of it, the lackluster everything about it. There's very few items in my life I hate and despise so much as this car, as this fridge. So by the way, it's for sale if you want to buy it. So then I was like, okay, let's give it a chance. Let's take another trip, and take it to the mountains. Not even mountains, but a city in the south of Poland, which is Krakow, in this case. And then we arrived there, and I didn't realize that camping can be freaking expensive. So we arrived there. We had 5 people in the car. It was fully packed, and going on the highway is it's fine. It's like 100 kilometers an hour. It doesn't use a lot of fuel, like 7 liters. But this is tolerable, I would say. But then we arrived at the campsite, and then they're like, "Oh, cool, you arrived. This will be 75 zloty for the camper. And how many are you? 3? 3 for the night, okay. So 30 zloty for each of one of you. Oh, and there's two tents, okay. So 30 zloty for each tent. We paid 250 zloty for the camping, which is like 50 euro or 60 euro. And you can get a hotel room for that. An Airbnb, something that has walls. Like, you can't imagine how much I like walls now. It's crazy. Oh, I could just listen to Pink Floyd's album, Another Brick in the Wall, all day. Yeah. Anyway, so we spent the first night there. I was sleeping in a tent, which I thought would be better because I'm a bit further from the car, but it was cold. So I just felt so tricked because it was so expensive. I could have been in a hotel, but then again, it's Krakow. So we spent like 3 nights there, and I realized another thing in the process. So first thing is, if I have a camper and like everything is sort of unpacked, you can't move the car if you want to go somewhere. So we could have gone into the mountains if I took a car and stayed in a hotel, but because I was with a camper, it was actually worse. It's subtracted from the experience. The camper turned out to be too low for me. Like, if you get a camper, just get something that you can stand up in. We cooked something inside. It tasted bad. I mean, it was fine. It's just not as good as a proper kitchen, I would say. So we stayed a couple nights there, and I went back with the car. And since then, it just stayed in the garage. Like, anywhere I want to go in the city, even if I would have, like, if taking a car would be more comfortable, like taking 3 wheels with me for service and grabbing them back. No, I'll just take them one by one. I don't want to drive this piece of around. So, I don't know. This is just for entertainment purposes. You can say that I'm spoiled. You can say whatever you want in the comments. I like being in a boat. I had multiple boat trips, and a boat that, I love it. Like, boats are great, boats are fine. I love the water. I love the lack of cars there. And when it comes to tents, could be in tents if it's cold. And if it's cold, tents are better, at least because they're cheaper. I don't know. It's just something about this vehicle. Like, you know, with some things you need some time to start liking them, but some things you just like right away, right? Like I got on the UC, I like it right away. Threesomes, like they're great. First time, loved it. But the camping, like, I don't know. Maybe I'll try with a bigger vehicle or a trailer, or I just abandon this idea altogether, because honestly, I don't know what it is, but I just can't get around to liking it. Maybe it's the emissions, maybe it's the cars, maybe it's the lack of walls and the lack of a toilet. And like people were saying, like, you can just put a small chemical toilet inside of your van. And I'm like, do you want to shit in your living room? Is that what you want to do? Like, I have a separate room for making the smellies, for, you know, leaving my fluids there. I don't want to do it in a living room. I know the market of, you know, housing is tough, and we are usually living now in a one-bedroom apartment, but I don't want to make a one-bedroom/bathroom apartment out of where I am, okay? I think that's where I put my limit. I don't want to shit in the living room. I don't want to shit in the kitchen either, okay? So I don't know what it will be with camping, but if you're hyped up about a lot of videos when it comes to camping, send them this video. Maybe it'll just cool them off a little bit, or at least, you know, make them feel like a little bit more objective about the experience. Like, you have to know, if you go camping on a campsite, it costs money. It could be a hotel room or a Airbnb. You need a toilet in a separate room. I don't care. Like, maybe you can do it without a toilet. I'm 28. I don't know. I have been living in a apartment for a while, also as roommates. I love a toilet. Like, a toilet is great, and I don't know if I can honestly live without it. Like, especially in the middle of the night, it just gets you so hard. So, and get a camper that is like tall enough for you standing up. So I don't know if you like this video. I don't know if you like this kind of content. I hope I just made you laugh a little bit of haha. And if you're still here, leave a like on the video, subscribe to see more content like this. This has been Very Wrong Way. See you in the next video. See you soon.